My God, I love the question for this week. I am a W-2 earner. I have a HELOC in place and I lose my job. Now what happens? This is such a fantastic question because this was me. Yes, I was not a W-2 earner in the traditional sense, but because I owned my dental practice. But the same concept applies. When you apply for a home equity line of credit, let's just use that specifically because a business line of credit, if you sell it, then it obviously goes away. So if we're talking specifically about a home equity line of credit, when you apply, they are basing it upon the information they know as of today. And so a great example is a different client of mine, a dentist. His intent when we first met was to sell his practice within the next 4 to 6 months. So I said, look, if we're going to do this and be able to access the equity in your home, we have to do it now because banks always look at this in terms of not how much you have in assets, which he had plenty of. They only look at this in terms of, well, what is the income you generate right now that if we are going to give you this loan product, again, to me, it's a tool, it's a strategic tool. Do you have the income coming in to be able to pay it back? That's all they care about. Now, for this specific dentist, it actually took him closer to 20 months to sell his practice. So I'm not going to say we were a little bit early in terms of doing it. I went with the information that we knew. But once you have this in place, at that point, the bank is kind of tied, or their hands are tied because they did it with the information that they knew. Again, going back to me, when I got my HELOC, they did it with the information that they knew. I still had my practice. I still had a income coming off of my practice. And 6 months later, I sold my practice. They based it upon when I still owned the practice, that there was a stable income, a stable paycheck coming in. And so to understand the accessibility of a line of credit for situations like this, whether you sell your business or whether you work for someone else and you lose your job, type the word access in the comments and we'll get some information out to you to understand how vitally important this is. Now, Wednesday's episode or Wednesday's video is actually a testimonial to this exact thing, where Shannon is the small business owner, and she explains one of the greatest gifts that having this home equity line of credit in place has allowed their family to do is to retire her husband from his construction job, which was cyclical already. Literally, it could have 1 month he had a job, the next month he may not have had a job. And now all of a sudden, by having the HELOC in place, it eliminated that worry because the cash cushion is there. See you next time.